If you're writing your first book or you're just starting to think more about the marketing concepts behind your book, you might be wondering what price should you list your book on Amazon if you're putting it on to maximize your return. Now, before we get into all of this, you have to remember your end goal. What is your end goal with your book when you're trying to sell it or distribute it to your audience? A lot of times you can look at things in a spectrum, and a spectrum is really just two ends. And if we take this into a spectrum, are you looking to get maximum exposure and bring awareness to your book and awareness to your name and your business? Or are you looking to maximize profits and get the most profits that you can from each sale, and also deal with the least amount of customer issues, customer problems, and so forth? So where do you fit on this scale? And if you start with that in mind, then you'll get a better idea of where to price your book. Now, in general, there are many books out there. Probably I'd say 90% of the books out there fit between a $5 and $25 range. Now, of course, there are some books that are more expensive, some books that are less expensive. But in terms of print books, there are many books out there that will probably fit between $5 and $25. So your goal, if you want to kind of maximize your purchase decision from your buyer, is to kind of fit into your audience. What is the category that you're selling your book in? So if all the books that you're looking to sell your book in just cost $2.99, if your book is a little bit more in terms of dollar value to purchase it, let's say $15, then the price can become an issue. Now, me personally, I always look at the value that I can get from a book. So if I can get $100 worth of value and implement that for the rest of my life, then for me, that's worth it. If I can get that from a $10 or $20 book and I can use it for the rest of my life, then I'm all in. I'm ready to buy the book. If I can get $1,000 or $10,000 worth of value and just make things better, save me some time, or just makes me feel good, then again, it's worth the purchase. So you have to kind of define what is your customer's goal first off, and then also, do they make these decisions based on price? Is price a huge issue, and where do you want to go with the goals? So if you want heavy distribution, if you want to just get your name out there, it's your first book, maybe you're trying to just bring awareness to your name, then you can list your book for as low as possible because you're just trying to distribute it. You're just trying to market it. Maybe you're just trying to get some awareness through Amazon, so that way many people buy your book or get that book as cheap as possible, and then they build that relationship with you. Maybe go on your newsletter list, and then in the future possibly buy your future books. This is how series are created. Typically, like the Twilight series or even the Hunger Games series. So they usually create one book, and the first one is often cheaper, and then the second and third ones are often regular price, and so on, because you get hooked on the first one, you continue down through the series, and you purchase the second, third, and fourth. So if you're looking to just get awareness from your book and just have heavy distribution, then you'll make it as cheap as possible. Now, if you try to move a little bit down the spectrum and get somewhere in the middle, then you want to be somewhere in the middle with a lot of your other books. So a lot of the other books that are in your category or in your industry. So if most of the books are around $10 or $15, then again, you'll probably be somewhere in that range. Now, if you want to go to a higher end book, meaning you want to sell your book for $80 or $100, for example, like this book here, it's the Encyclopedia of Stock Charts, and this book's about $85. It's really thick, but the value that you get out of it is immense. So it's a fantastic book for people that are investing, and if they're able to become a better investor and make a couple $1,000s more every single month just because they read this book, then that $85 that you pay for this book is very minimal. So remember, it comes down to that end value that you are delivering to your customer. Now, if you're selling less books at $85, since you're making a larger profit, you don't have to ship those books out. Now, again, if you're using Amazon and they're taking care of that for you, then again, you don't have to worry about that. But if you're selling your product, your book, through your own distribution methods, then selling a book at $85, you'll have to sell a lot less, which means you have to package a lot less, which means you have to ship a lot less and go to the post office a lot less. So it saves you a lot of time and effort, but you may be getting less sales and maybe less awareness and less customers in terms of quantity. So again, I come down to that spectrum. Are you looking for major distribution and major awareness with your book? Which is often typically what people use books for, is to build that awareness so that way you can connect with your customers and get a bigger end sale or a bigger product sometime in the future. Or are you looking as your book as a major profit maker and profit generator? Then you want to price it somewhere where you maximize your profits, where the price of that book is not as important to purchase it, but also is near the higher end, where people don't say no to your book. They still end up purchasing it, but it's at the highest possible form. So you have to take this into a balancing act, play with that price, and you can adjust your price to see what works better for you. But remember that it comes down to your goals, whether you want major distribution or you're looking to maximize your sales. Somewhere in the middle is usually pretty good, but you have to play with it to see what is your goal with that book. And like I said, for many people, they want to distribute their books so that way in the future, they can create other products, other services, connect with their customer, and then get larger and larger sales and sell other back-end products. So I hope you found this video helpful. So if you think of it in terms of spectrums, if you want highest distribution possible, you'll make it as cheap as possible. If you want something in the middle, a balance, slightly profits, but also some distribution, you'll price it somewhere where your industry is pricing other books that are similar in page length and type of content. But if you want to ship a lot less of them, or just deal with a lot less issues, and you're looking to maximize the profit, you want it to be a high value thing, maybe in terms of credibility as well, then you'll price it at a higher end. So again, really comes down to what you want and what your goal is with your book. So in either case, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you want to see more videos like this one, just click one of the thumbnails right below this video and you can continue watching some other great video lessons with me. And if you want to get some insider tips about business, about building an online business and marketing, then sign up to my newsletter list right up here by clicking this link, and when you get there, enter your name and email address and I'll send you some of those newsletters along with some free trainings as they become released. Thanks for joining me, and remember to do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.